April 14th, 1865. The American Civil War was almost over. Just 5 days earlier, on April 9th, 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Court House. The war that killed more than 600,000 Americans was ending. Washington was celebrating. President Abraham Lincoln felt relief. That night, he decided to watch a play. He had no idea it would be the last night of his life. The place was Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The play was Our American Cousin. It was a comedy. Lincoln arrived around 8:30 p.m. The audience stood and clapped. He smiled. He sat in the presidential box beside his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln. With them were Major Henry Rathbone and Clara Harris. The mood was happy. People were laughing. But someone else was inside the theater. A man with a gun. His name was John Wilkes Booth. Booth was a famous actor. He supported the Confederacy. He hated Lincoln. He believed Lincoln had destroyed the South. Booth had made a plan. He wanted to kill the president. He also planned attacks on Vice President Andrew Johnson and Secretary of State William H. Seward the same night. Around 10:15 p.m., the play reached one of its funniest lines. The audience laughed loudly. That was the moment Booth was waiting for. He quietly walked to the presidential box. Lincoln's bodyguard was not there. Booth stepped inside. He stood just behind the president. He pulled out a small .44 caliber Derringer pistol. He fired one shot. The bullet entered the back of Lincoln's head. Lincoln fell forward. He never spoke again. Major Rathbone tried to stop Booth. Booth stabbed him with a knife. Then Booth jumped from the box to the stage. His spur caught in a flag. He fell and broke his left leg, but he stood up. Many witnesses said he shouted, "Sic semper tyrannis." This means, "Thus, always, to tyrants." It is the motto of Virginia. Then he ran out the back door. Inside the box, Mary Lincoln was screaming. Doctors in the audience rushed to help. They knew the wound was deadly. They carried Lincoln across the street to a boarding house called the Peterson House. He was placed on a small bed. He was unconscious. Through the night, his breathing became slower. Cabinet members stood around him. At 7:22 a.m. on April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln died. He was 56 years old. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton later said, "Now he belongs to the ages." Booth escaped Washington on horseback. He crossed into Maryland, then into Virginia. For 12 days, soldiers searched for him. On April 26, 1865, Union troops found him hiding in a tobacco barn near Port Royal, Virginia. The barn was set on fire. A Union soldier named Boston Corbett shot Booth. Booth died a few hours later. 4 other conspirators were later tried and executed. Lincoln survived 4 years of Civil War. He saved the Union. He helped end slavery. He saw the Confederacy surrender. But he did not live to rebuild the nation. He was killed during a comedy, during laughter, during peace. One single shot at 10:15 p.m. changed America forever. Sometimes, history does not turn on a battle. It turns on a single bullet.